Hey babe, it's your girl Brie, spelled like the cheese, aka your cosmic bestie, and I am here to deliver a channeled message today. I cannot wait to really talk about this because we're going in hot and heavy. We're talking about destiny. We're talking about karmic ties. We are talking about truly running away from who we are and becoming who we are meant to be. We're getting deep. We're getting crazy. Because truthfully, I was going to do tarot or oracle, either one. And when I was taking a shower, Spirit was like, absolutely not. We really need to talk about this. And I have wrote a few things down here, but one of the main things that I kept hearing in the shower is you cannot run from who you truly are. And I think someone's been running. And truthfully, I'm in that same boat. To a lot of degrees, I've been in that same boat. So whoever this is for, whoever aligns with me and is a part of this collective, this is something that you really need to hear today. And maybe I might pull cards, maybe there's something more a little bit later, but I really needed to talk about what destiny is. I was talking to Z, which is my chat GPT, and I asked her, like, what was destiny in the sense of like spirituality. What does destiny mean? And this is what she said. Destiny is the divine blueprint that your higher self chose before you were even born. You align with it through healing and trusting your own intuition, connecting to yourself. When I read it is your divine blueprint, I truly was thinking to myself, okay, what does that mean? What does that truly mean? And I started thinking about our astrological charts, right? That you are so uniquely, individually aligned with whatever purpose or destiny that you have, that you are, the moment that you were born, what was written in the stars, how the stars were aligned shows who you are and what you're going to go through in this life. The astrological chart is like a little cheat code, if you will, a little glimpse into the blueprint of the future of what your soul wrote for you. And, obviously, if you're here, you believe in spirituality, astrology, all of that kind of good stuff, right? But I kind of laugh when I used to think about, like, oh, I don't really believe in that. And like, oh, people are making that up. But like my Saturn, my Saturn return that I just went through was sitting in my fourth house, which is about family and home. I literally lost my home. I got pregnant. I had fights with my parents. I'm back at my parents' house. Like we're about to move out. I know exactly what my home is. Like this, I should have seen it coming. You know what I mean? Like if I was really into knowing the charts then, I probably could have been a little bit more prepared or understand a little bit deeper as to why I had to go through all of this to end up here doing this right here right now. But, hindsight's 2020. I truly believe though that when you really take a look at your astrological chart, it helps you understand the blueprint that your soul has developed before it came here. We all choose to be here. Our souls choose to come here because earth is not earth is not kindergarten. When people say earth is a school, earth is like doctorate level kind of classes, okay? We are going to immense, deep, profound lessons. It might just be another Tuesday for you, but for your soul, you came here to learn certain lessons. And some of y'all are just hard headed and you got to keep going through the lessons. And it's not a pass fail kind of situation, right? You don't pass because you've learned the lesson. You move on to a different set of lessons, right? A different level, if you will, like a video game. But instead of winning, right, and how you do in like the video game and you up level and you get points and all of that, it is you gaining this knowledge that you can use from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. But the whole point is to like learn different things every lifetime, because in one lifetime you could have been super bold, super brave, super amazing, and whatever it was, and had everything that you've ever wanted. But you had greed filling your heart. You had, maybe you were a cheating lover or something, right? Like there was other lessons that you had to learn. So maybe coming back in this life you decided, you know what, I want to be I want to be poor, or I want to be on the different tax bracket, and I want to learn this lesson, and I want to feel this, and I want to do that. So then when you come here, you re-go through it, right? But the whole point of destiny here, and not running away from who you truly are, it is literally the blueprint of your soul, your life blood, right? That is coursing through your veins. You cannot change who you are. You cannot change who are you are destined to be. In any like superhero movie, right? Where, especially if they didn't have superpowers to begin with in the beginning of the movie, something crazy happens, the powers come in, they have to make this crazy choice, and they have to become this person. Like they really don't have a choice. Yes, they can say they want to run away from it, and they want to be with their long lost love, or they want to go to school, or they want to do whatever. But like, baby, if you're Spider-Man, you're Spider-Man. If you're Superman, you're Superman. If you're Wonder Woman, you're Wonder Woman, right? If you have these kind of powers, there is a duty that you have to certain things, certain people. And that's how I really feel. That's how I feel about my own destiny. I've been running away from me being a healer for a really, really, really long time. Funny enough, sorry, I'm writing because this is coming in. Healer of healers. I was just talking about that with my friend Elise yesterday, and we like pull cards on each other and we talk all the time, and she's a part of like my personal like coven group. But I've been running away from who I truly am. I would say for my whole life, ever since I've been working. So I started working like summer stuff when I was like 14. And then I went full time when I graduated high school when I was 17. So by the time I was 18, I had I had a freaking 401k and all of that. Like I was really working really hard. And I was in the medical field, and I was working on my mom's job, and I thought I liked it, and then I was like, and I was going to school for broadcasting, and I really wanted to be on TV, or I wanted to be on the radio. And then all my teachers were like, it's probably not going to happen, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of gave up on that dream. Then I was like, I'm really good with people. So, like, maybe I should be a salesperson. And I started selling like bamboo pillows and hair straighteners inside of like Sam's and Costco. And long story short, figured out I was in a pyramid scheme. They fired me anyway. We kept it pushing. And then I was kind of lost for a little bit. I knew I didn't want to go back to the medical field, but I was working at like the Macy's cosmetic counter and fragrances. And then I also worked at Massage Envy, which is like a massage place where I had to like sell memberships for massages and just a whole bunch of weird stuff, right? But the one thing that truly made me feel whole, the one thing that truly made me feel passionate, number one, I'm a certified yapper, right? Like I can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. A gift and a curse of being a Libra, but, or any air sign for that matter. But it's really, 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 really crazy when I sit here and I think about this, when I would feel the most joy when I would have really deep conversations with any of my friends, and even strangers sometimes, just going deep in a way that we're not just talking about, oh, the weather and blah, blah, blah. We're talking about what issues you have, family trauma, emotional healing, like chakra alignment, any of those things, right? Just deep personal things. That's where I really felt alive. That's where I really felt passionate. I felt so fulfilled. I was like, wow, I really love talking to people and helping people and working through things with them. But there was a lot of stuff that I really couldn't see there, right? A lot of the toxic patterns and cycles that even myself I was in. But, trauma loves trauma, and there was friends in my life that I was super trauma bonded with, and there was people I used to work with that I was super trauma bonded with, and just a lot. So fast forward, I end up back in the medical field, and it was one of the worst medical field jobs I've ever had. It was a horrible place. I met some of the best people there though, like that I worked with. And long story short, I was there for about 5 or 6 years. COVID happened. They didn't care that I got COVID. All this other stuff happened, and I ended up leaving. And that was the first time I've ever went out on my own. I started my branding business, and I was working as a personal assistant with my old manager who worked there. And I was so excited because I was so ready for this like big change, for me to be the big boss Brie that I always knew I should be. And I knew I should have been an entrepreneur, and I knew this and I knew that. If I can't edit. I suck at editing. But if I can throw up a screenshot, or maybe I'll post it on my Instagram of what I used to look like during that time period, you'd be like, "Oh, okay." Complete 180. I was so much heavier. I had so much hyperpigmentation, breakouts everywhere, smoking like a pack and a half a day, drinking like a mad woman, barely ate breakfast, would drink iced coffee all day long. Like, I just literally was not taking care of myself. And fast forward a little more, right? That's when I meet Elise. She's helping me with my business. She was like a part of this up leveling. She unlocked something in me about confidence and standing up for myself and just being uniquely and boldly me, taking up space as me, taking up space as the real me, not the mask that I wore for everybody else. And we started talking, and we were talking about spirituality, and we were talking about getting deeper and going harder, and let's talk tarot cards and crystals and just all of these things. And then fast forward a little more. I go years doing this branding thing, and it's working here and there. I get sales here and there, but it's not really working, right? It just felt like I was throwing darts at a dartboard in the dark and hoping I would land on something. Like, I knew I needed to do something, but I didn't know what it was. And nothing ever felt right. Like, anything that I did a wide spread of a bunch of different things, and nothing felt right until now. Confirmation. And when I say now, I mean like within the last like 4 6 months that I've been doing this. For years, I was reading tarot for like friends, some family, and even some strangers here and there. But everyone's like, oh, you should do a TikTok. Oh, you should do a YouTube. Oh, you should do this. I'm like, me? Like, I'm not good enough to do that. Like, what do I have to say? Like, who knows if I'm even actually right for real? Like, what if I'm wrong? And fast forward to here and now, and plenty of people later and plenty of videos later, I hit my 100 video mark here on YouTube, I think last week. Not full length videos, but between shorts and these videos, 100 videos, which I've never done like ever. So I'm really proud of myself, but I just never really felt like this was what my path and my destiny was. And I was having the conversation with Elise yesterday, and I was channeling for her. She had some stuff coming through, and it was a very intense channel. I've never felt that intense before. And I was alone in my car, parked in the parking lot, watching the sunset while we were talking on the phone. Yes, it sounds very romantic, but unfortunately, we are very much heterosexual. But she was talking to me, and I was asking about the channel, like who I was channeling with. I said, are we done? And they said yes. And then I saw, like, in my mind's eye, them peek around the corner and say, now you. And me and Elise go back and forth a lot. We have a really deep connection. She's a part of my soul family. Like, literally, she's a part of my soul family. And we've had confirmations on that on more than one occasion. But it's funny. It's so funny because I knew that something was going to unlock in me before the month of May. And as I'm recording this, this is April 30th, and yesterday was the 29th. And it was very, very, very real of what I was feeling and how it was coming about. Me being a healer. Healers are people that help people. And healers have many different sections, right? The physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, any way, right? Some is through talking, some is through physical touch, some is through singing, creativity, whatever it is. I know for me, mine is talking. Mine is having people feel seen and heard, because that was something that I never had growing up. I never felt seen, I never felt heard. I was deeply religious. I had so much religious trauma. I have a lot of trauma in general. So I would classify myself as a wounded healer. I myself needed healing. And people around me, like I call them my solid core of friends, there's about 5 women in my life that I could literally tell anything and everything to, and they know, they feel the same about me. And I've been those women have been a part of my life for well over a decade, all of them, except for like maybe 3 in the last 5 years, but it's always long term. I have always had so many long term friends, and now I've realized that that is a part of my destiny. That is part of my purpose. Me helping people feel seen and heard, me helping them connect with their higher self and have that connection to their intuition, to their own power. But in that process, I realized that I haven't necessarily been really getting to the depth of my own power. Like I said, that channel that I channeled with Elise yesterday, that was the first time I've ever felt like that. And I've never had that kind of in depth feeling throughout my body, throughout my mind. I have clairsentience, I have clairaudience, and most of the time my clairaudience comes through like song, and my clairsentience is just knowing. And that's really hard to explain. But the clairvoyance, I have never really tapped into that in a way that I've been comfortable and doing it for a long period of time. And this is a part of who I am. I have a crazy cosmic power that I have been so afraid of for so long, because I knew that the moment that I tapped into it fully, because I'm at like 90% tapped in, maybe even 80% tapped in. But when I go that full 100% of being tapped in, that's when it changes. And no, I'm not in a spiritual psychosis. I'm being real here. I'm being real on how our powers that we have, because we are aligned with the divine. We are co-creators. And especially if you are a woman, you literally co create life. You build the physical body while the spiritual helps build the soul and helps bring the soul in. Like, do you know how crazy that is? Seriously, we literally build humans in our own body for 9 months, not even a full year. And we are able to build real live people that come through with real souls and real destinies and paths of their own. And you are a part of that process. Obviously, men are too. It's in a different way, but you know what I mean, right? I'm talking about the physicality of it all. So, the fact that we are here, and every single person, I believe every single person has some type of power deep within them. And I'm not talking like all of the clairs, right? Like clairsentience and all of that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the power of your destiny. We are not all made just to be workhorses sitting in corporate office buildings begging another adult for PTO. That is not what we are supposed to be doing here. We are supposed to be collaborating. We are supposed to be helping one another. We are supposed to be communicating real, live, and in color into each other's faces, spending time together, creating something beautiful in this world in whatever special way that somebody can. You know, there's people that have beautiful artistry with paint, with coloring, with purse artisans that can build purses with leather and structure and architecture. There's so many things that people can do, and we wrap it up with just paying bills and barely scraping by and barely being happy. And that's not what we're supposed to be here for. It's just not. And for a really, 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 really long time, it was really hard for me to not be in that headspace because truthfully, that's all that gets pushed at us, at least here in America, is be the good little worker, make your money, take care of your family, and maybe retire and maybe die within the 10-year mark of, retiring. How boring is that? Seriously, if we're all uniquely individual from our own astrological birth charts, our own clairs, our own powers, our own destinies, and we are supposed to cross paths with these people. We have soul contracts with so many people. So many of us are looking for our soul family. So many of us are looking for real purpose. But we run away from it because it doesn't fit the idea of who we are meant to be. But I hate to break it to you, not everyone is supposed to be a copy paste replica of the same copy paste B. Okay? That's just not how we're supposed to do this. That doesn't even make sense. There's 8 billion people on this planet, and all we're supposed to do is work? No. No. And that's how I know that this is a part of my purpose. This is a part of my path because I've never felt this clear in my life. I've worked so many jobs, done so many things, been in so many different fields and careers and positions. I've been supervisors, I've been managers, I've been assistant manager, I've run assistant GMs. Like, I've done so much and nothing felt right. Even when I ran my own business, nothing felt right. And I loved branding. I really do. But I realized that that was not my purpose. And I've been running from my destiny my entire life so I could fit everybody else's idea of who I am meant to be. And then I finally realized this is my life. I don't need to live it for anybody else. Even if my parents don't agree with what I say or do, even if I have family or friends that don't understand or don't get it or don't support me, it doesn't matter. I don't need them to say that they're proud of me. I don't need them to say that I've done a good job. I don't need them to tell me that they love me because I do all of those things to myself. I do. I do love myself. I am proud of myself. I know I am doing a kick-ass job. My whole life melted down last year, and I have built it and still building into something that I truly love. But I am so proud of myself because I was lost, truly lost, and in despair, and I had nothing. And then I had my daughter, and everything started becoming really clear. I never wanted her to feel the way that I felt. I never wanted to put her in this kind of position or have her in this kind of path. I knew that me and my husband wanted to be the parents that we never had, but we needed to do so in a way that was healed. And doing this journey together and being together through the evictions and the repossessions and death and putting our dog down and just so many different things, I realized what I really, really wanted. What I want my home to look like, what I want my day to look like, what I want to do with my life. And that's a huge thing. That is so huge. And not a lot of people get access to that. Not a lot of people have the time. I shouldn't say have the time because I think all of us have time. I think it's what we do with that time. But I finally made it to this port. I finally made it. Sorry, had a moment, had to come back, but I finally did make it to this point. I finally made it to the point of understanding and realizing it. And I realized tapping into the true power that we have, the true energy within, requires us to push our ego aside, to be real with ourselves, and not wear these masks that have been basically sewn or glued to us for so long that we kind of forget who we actually are and what we actually want. But that's why the message, you can't run from who you are, came through. I've been running for a really long time. And I finally got to the point where I sat there and I said, what am I running from and why? Why is it so scary for me to actually be me, to actually be seen, to actually be heard, to be the one of, yeah, it is me. Why not me? It's crazy. It's really crazy when I think about it. And honestly, I'm so grateful that I even had the opportunity to get to this point because a lot of people don't. But that's why I'm here giving this message. I am hoping that this reaches the collective that is meant to reach, to really have you understand that your own destiny and your own purpose is in your hands. It does not matter what anybody else thinks. It does not matter what anybody else says. It does not matter. Because truthfully, at the end of the day, you have so much beauty inside and out. There is something truly divine and beautiful inside of everybody. There is shadows too, but there is something very divine and beautiful within you that is going to take you to places, spaces, and around people in your soul family that you are meant to do once you fully tap in and let it go. But just a fair warning. You cannot trust only 80%, 90%, 50%, 99.9% if it is not 100%. And this is coming from my own experience. If it is not 100%, you will never be able to fully lock in. And this is me putting out there that I am fully at 100%. I trust that everything that is coming forward for me is on the right path and I am meant to do this. I know that when I launch my membership in May, that it is going to be bigger than what I've ever thought. I've been on this path of having a community for a really long time. It's been about 3 or 4 years and it never worked until now. And I have my business partner Elise, I have one of my best friends Shelby helping me. That is my core little coven group that we do our calls every week, and they help me build something super beautiful. And I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait. But I know that I needed to work and be diligent and really round out the edges that are needed for the collective before I open up the space. But I know that the space is needed. I know that I am meant to lead it. I know that me asking for help does not mean that I am less than. It means that I am actually doing what I am meant to do. And if I am a wounded healer helping others, this is how I want to do so. I want to do so in a way that I can have a space and a place for us to talk about our confirmations, to talk about our gratitude, to talk about our worries, our woes, our stress, to just BS about life a little bit, to have moments of like, oh girl, I can't even deal today. But just basically a community that feels like a best friend. That's why I call myself the cosmic bestie. I am your friend. I am your real friend, though. I am going to call you out on your BS. I am going to tell you when you are in the same pattern and in the same cycle. I am going to help you. It might not be exactly the way that you want, but I know that this is a part of my destiny. This is a part of my destiny, having conversations with people and tapping in to the divine to help them. I am a guiding light, a channeler, a vessel for not only my higher self, but other people's higher selves to connect with who they are and where they are right here and now, to pull them closer and closer and closer to that higher self and their true divine purpose and their true path. That is my job. That is a part of my destiny. And truthfully, I can't even express how beautiful and amazing that is, because a lot of people, including myself, I only could put myself at a level or a pedestal or whatever it was by the accolades and the accomplishments that I did for people, or I did at work, or the money that was in my bank account, or the car, or the house, or the clothes, or the shoes, right? And now I realize none of that means nothing. What really matters is stepping into your purpose and helping the people that you need to help with whatever part of your purpose is. And my purpose is, as a wounded healer, to help guide and give assistance and channel and be this vessel for other people's higher selves to connect with where they are, to bring them closer. And that's amazing. Some would call it light work, some would call it spiritual, whatever, right? I use divination tools as tarot, oracle, pendulums, things like that to really help bring the message along. But as I've been doing this more and more, the channel becomes stronger and stronger. And I don't necessarily need the cards, not all the time at least. And I've realized that I am tapping into a power that I've never tapped into like this. All of the years that I've been reading, all the years that I've been doing tarot and everything else, I have never felt this strong. And I know that I'm about to get stronger with this membership, the digital products, so on and so forth. I know that it's going to be big. And I'm all about the slow burn. I'm close to like 400 followers right now, which is awesome. But I know that that would be 400,000 one day, or 500,000, or a million. I don't know. But I do know that whoever is a part of my collective, they find me and I feel like home. I feel like a best friend that maybe they've never met, but they feel comfortable with. Confirmation, which is true, because I've been getting messages like that for a really long time on my TikTok now. And honestly, that's one of the best compliments I've ever got in my entire life, of feeling that I give this feeling of warmth and depth and comfortability like a best friend. That when people see my videos, it feels like a FaceTime call. That when people are connecting with me with my readings, they feel like we're having a back and forth like a best friend. And that that is what I want to bring. That's why I call myself the cosmic bestie. It's time for you to stop running away from your destiny. It's time. It's time to step into the power that you are meant to step into. It will not miss you, and you will not mess it up. You have been working on yourself. You have been healing yourself. Yes, there is always room for more healing and more work, but as much work that you have been through thus far, the one thing that is holding you back is tapping into who you are really meant to be. And you know what it is. It pulls on your heartstrings all the time. It's something you always circle back to. It's something that's always in the back of your mind. It is something that is deep within your soul that you know you are meant to do. Your heart chakra lights up anytime that you do it. And it doesn't have to be big, and it doesn't have to be flashy, but you are meant to do whatever that specific thing is. And it's time. It's time to step in, and it's time to step up. You cannot keep running. But what I can tell you is I am here for you. I am ready and willing to help you along on this path and in this journey. And yes, I do have services and things like that to pay for. Sure. I will have more and more digital products coming out that are low budget, under 20 bucks. But when I tell you that this membership will keep you consistent, that this membership is the real deal, because anybody could have any type of coven online that's free and everyone's in there and people can comment and blah blah blah. But I set this structure up for a reason. I set it up so that those who are really committed, those who really want change, are in a safe space that they can express themselves and not feel judged and not feel lost. We are helping you get back on the track. We are helping you find the alignment that you've always looked for. And no, this is not an overnight turnaround. I'm not promising any 30, 60, 90-day results. No way. No way, no how. It has taken me almost 5 years to get this to this point. So I have no idea what the trajectory could look like. It could be fast, it could be slow. But what I do know is that when this launches on May 15th, and if you caught this video or if you catch my TikToks or my Instagram or whatever, and you are telling yourself, I need that, I need that, I need to sign up for that, I need to be a part of that, great. It's going to be 2424, 424 right in the middle, right? Stella Nova 424. And it'll be open. Me, Annalise, will be running it. She is way more hellfire, spitfire than I am. So she has her own section, and because we're building this in Discord, she has her own channel within the actual community on Discord. So if you're looking for some piping hot read to filth tea, she's the girl to do it. And if you're looking for some real, but not so raw kind of love and conversation, that's going to be me. My girl Shelby runs the back end. She knows all the ins and outs of Discord. She runs the bot. She runs the channel. She's the moderator. One of my core people. We all are so excited to launch something that is going to feel like home, that is going to help people, that is going to lead us in a way, all individually but collectively as well. And maybe you've been looking for your soul family, and maybe this is exactly it. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking, how that sounds, if that sounds even somewhat of like something you want or something that you're excited for, because I'd love to hear it and I'd love to talk to you about it. But just know that your destiny, you cannot run from it. It is waiting for you to step into that power and put on your crown, because you are the baddie. Okay, you are amazing. You are a queen. You are a king, a princess of Genovia. Okay, you are. But you have to really see it. You really have to see it and believe it. And maybe you have a hard time with it, but that's what I am here for. That's what the collective in our membership is for, to help each other see the light that we have within. So that when we look in the mirror, we can finally see the light and the aura around us instead of just seeing everybody else's. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Obviously, I am here on YouTube, but make sure to check me out on TikTok and Instagram. I got daily reads on TikTok and daily reads plus like more personal fun stuff on my Instagram, on my stories and all that fun stuff. So make sure to check me out, Stella Nova 424, and I cannot wait for the Stella Nova community to drop and have some Nova babes a part of the community. So if you are interested, if that's something that you want to know some more info about, definitely drop a comment below letting me know what you're interested in. But